The Creator, the brand new film starring John David Washington and is directed by Gareth Evans, who did, well, let's say 70% of Rogue One. I mean, I get it. The director of Rogue One is on the poster, but if you know the behind the scenes drama, like, Lucasfilm, Star Wars, it's just, drama and behind the scenes drama just comes to territory. And sometimes don't even shoot the cameras most of the time. So, anyway. But it's directed by Gareth Evans, who also directed the first Godzilla film. And the thing is, this movie was a film that I was like, oh yeah, that's coming out. And maybe it just had to do with the strikes, where like normally actors would be promoting stuff, and I'd be hearing this film all the time, and constantly non-stoppery, like just interviews and premieres and social media presence and all kind of stuff. But because SAG's on strike and the actors on strike, they can't talk about it, they can't promote their film, promote their projects. So it could just easily be like, oh, I normally I'm in the loop with this stuff, and I don't even feel like I'm aware that this film's coming out. Which is probably the reason why it's going to flop. I think naturally the general audience does not know that films are coming out because the actor's not talking about it. As much as trailers and TV spots do, the simple actors on a talk show, that's how most of the general audience gets, realize, oh, that's coming out, and see a clip of it or whatever. So it is, press junkers are very important. Anyway, like seriously, I'm thinking of seeing this Taylor Swift thing just so I could be in the zeitgeist or something. I mean, maybe, you know what, if someone I do know is watching this, I'll buy you a ticket. Okay, if you're a Swiftie, because I am not. But anyway, but this is so we'll be like, oh yeah, this is coming out, or what have you. But with this film, with the creator, I was like, oh yeah, the trailer's coming out, this looks fine, okay, fine. But then the reviews were coming in, like early reactions, social media reactions, and people are saying, this is one or at least the best movie of the year. And I just saw the film, and I will say this, it's not, but this is a damn good movie. This is a really well done, executed movie. Like, there's certain things here, like, I felt like, okay, that was a bit there, and that was a weak link, and why was this there, and all kind of stuff. But the rest of the movie is chef kiss perfection. Like, for sci-fi, like, you could tell this is a movie that is probably the most realistic Terminator situation ever. If you're ever thinking of a robots, humans versus the machines, what would that look like? Probably more likely this than the Terminator thing. It's because the whole concept of this movie is that AI evolves. They now are just robotic humans. And one day, a AI, like a AI terrorist, bombs the entire of LA, and the U.S. government is like, ladies and gentlemen, we are at war with the AI intelligence, and they're like, we don't give a shit if you're on board, if you're good, bad, you are dead to us, and the moment we see these little spinny things in your head, we are going to shoot you. Because you are not real, you are machines, and we are going to take care of our faults. We're going to fix our wrongs. And several years later, in 2065, we got John J. Washington's character. His character's name is Joshua. And he is on a mission from the U.S. government and the U.S. Army, along with his, like a SWAT team, to find this weapon that will end the war if one way or another. Like, if it's like, if this thing goes off, like, the AI wins, the robots win. If we get it and we destroy it, we still have a fighting chance. But it turns out this weapon turns to be a kid. This, like, I don't know, 8-year-old, this AI that looks like an 8-year-old kid, 8-year-old little girl. And, of course, what will happen is Joshua will have a sense of bond with the child. And of course, it goes through all the motions of you just hardware, it's The Last of Us, it's sci-fi Last of Us. You are hardware, you are nothing, you are a human being, and then now through the movie, they, start having a friendship, and it turns into like a father-daughter type thing going on, and to the point you really care about what's going on. But this movie is just real. Look, is this really original? Yeah, I mean, probably the realistic Terminator, realistic Alien situation, but you can see the influence. As I said, Terminator, Alien with the whole swap thing, and you can kind of tell, wherever it's explosions happen and there's gunfire and all that kind of thing, but you can tell it's not the main focus. It's just background noise. It's just background environment, so any time that, there's gun firing, there'll be, secret camera moves or secret, no, we'll just cut from here and focus on this aspect of things while this is happening. Which I'm like, okay, that's quite interesting, because normally someone would be focus on the gun violence, focus on the, explosions, show how horrible the human race can be, which, we are known to not be the best species in, I guess, the galaxy or whatever. So, you got that, but it's just, the whole movie is about this relationship, and if you don't buy this, father-daughter relationship that's going to slowly bond, you kind of get nothing, and it's just, you just buy that, and you feel the sense of world building behind it, a sense of here's a society which is called New Asia, and in New Asia, this is a society that's living in harmony. They want to just live in peace. You got humans and androids and relationships, and you have people have friends and families, and you see some with human faces, some with look like DVD players or VHS players. If you don't know what a VHS player is, they were tapes, and now tapes were these big giant blocks that you slip. Basically, before DVDs. Oh, fuck, I have to explain what DVDs are. God damn it. But the record players, the vinyl players for a head. It's just, I'm watching this movie, I'm with it, I'm glued in, I'm buying this relationship between these two characters with the world building inside of it. Now, here's the thing, is it perfect? No, the first, I'll say the first 10-15 minutes is a bit slow, it's a bit repetitive. The whole concept of literally you're getting the same scene happening 3 times in a row, where Joshua, he just has been he has lost his he lost his wife, his pregnant wife, so in a way he lost his wife and child, and he reminds you that every 2 seconds, every 3 minutes, and I'm I get it. Put some at ears in you, it will suit you, but we get it, your wife and child are dead. Okay, can we get a little bit more character out of you? But when the plot starts moving, that's when we hit that. When it comes to the villains, you got Ashley Jennings' character, they tried to give her a little bit of depth here, but at the end of the day, she's just I got a mission to go to, and I will have my orders, and this mistrialing military type villain. There's also bits and points in I'll say the gap, the bridging point between the first act and the second act that felt really washed. It could easily be sometimes it happens where you're wanting a sweep and you just want to get to that other point, and so you're just washing it through, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. What? Why? Just because it felt a little bit too quick, a little bit there wasn't. It was too. This happens. This happens. This happens. This happens. To just have, and this felt too quick and too washed into heading to the third act. There was also you got the wife character, and I get it, not hitting spoilers, there's some very important things happening, with Joshua's wife, but it's played by Janet Chang, and I'm like, she's sometimes there's some characters that you realize, why is this played by this person? Why is this person basically has like 3 scenes and like only like 10 20 lines, but the 20 lines is a scene that's in the beginning? This could be played by anyone. Why it has to be that person? And that's why basically with her character, because all she is you have the scene in the beginning, and then she gets killed off, and there's all flashbacks, and I'm just like, why was this character? Why was she cast? This is a character. This is a role that could be played by anyone. Really, for me, I would take some aspiring up-and-coming actor that we hear about in 5 years' time gets cast in the next Marvel movie, and be like, why that she was in she was in that film, like that. How I would do it, because I'm like, Janet Chan, she's kind of wasted in this. She only has like 2 scenes and that's it. I'm like, okay. And then the rest is flashbacks. I'm like, where like walking on the beach, and I'm like, okay. But the rest of the film is just spectacular. The ending is really well put together. I mean, the ending itself, and also it's one of those endings where it's like, and then the heroes win, and then we'll just cut to black. Okay, the war won. The end. That's basically, it's one of those endings. But it's just, and the music, the score of this, I mean, it's Hans Zimmer, so what do you expect? Of course, it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, this is a really well put together film. Is it the best of the year? No, but I will say it might be in the top 10 of this year. I won't lie. Might be in the like top, number 10, number 9 spot if I ever did a top 10 thing. But anyway, if you've seen the movie, comment below what you think of The Creator.